Hello friends, welcome to this new tutorial. Today I have here this iPhone 11 Pro Max, and the problem on it, as you see, the screen is broken. So in this video I will show you how to replace the screen on this iPhone. Usually the iPhone screens are very easy. You just need like some tools, and you need to watch some videos on YouTube as you are doing now. And you can get it done in maybe 15 minutes, half an hour, or maybe if you are not very techy, you can do it maybe in 1 hour. You just need to focus on how the screws are placed on the motherboard and organize them, and use the right tools. Sometimes if you are using the Phillips screwdriver to open a tri-point screwdriver, you may damage the screw and you may stuck there. So let's go through the tools that we're gonna need. So the first thing we will need a pentalobe screwdriver. This screwdriver has a small star here, and this is the size of the screwdriver that I'm using. It's 0.8, and this is a Phillips screwdriver. It's a small tool. And we will need the tri-point screwdriver. By the way, I'm not sure if this phone has, because this is the first time I'm opening this phone, so I'm not sure if it has tri-point screws inside, or we're not gonna need it. All right, the second thing the fourth thing we will need is the tweezers. Then we will need an IC semi, and we will need a new screen. The screen is a little bit expensive now in the market. It's like around $200, but later on the price will drop down. It may be like less than 100. All right, so if you want to check the price for the screen, you can just go to eBay and search for iPhone 11 Pro Max screen, and you will find the price there. All right, so let's start. The first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna open these two screws here in the bottom, as usual with the iPhones. I'm using the pentalobe screwdriver, the small star one. So I'm gonna put these two screws here. Then I will use the IC semi, and I will pry up the screen, just like this, between the frame and the glass. When you insert this like this, you're just gonna pry up like this gently. Some people, they may use the heat gun to heat up the frame a little bit, but I don't think it's important. You can just do it without heating it up. So after I make the small gap here, as you see, I hold it with my finger, then I slide the IC semi here all around the edge until this corner. Then I'm gonna do the same thing for the other corner. So I will insert the IC semi here, pry up gently. Okay, so once the screen is open like this from this side and from this side, we're just gonna move it a little bit up and down until we release this part here. So now once this part is released here from the top, I'm just gonna open it like this, open it like a book. This is just an adhesive that is sealing the phone to protect it from the water damage. Unfortunately, this doesn't protect anything. Doesn't matter if the phone is brand new or it's opened before, so always be careful, don't touch your phone with the water. So now what I'm gonna do, I will disconnect these cables from here. So I have this bracket, but the first thing we're gonna do, we will disconnect the battery. So the battery is underneath here, I guess. So I'm using the tri-point screwdriver. All right, as you see, this bracket is removed. Now I will disconnect the battery. So this is the battery connection, is right here. So I'm just going to use my nail to disconnect the cable. The cable is disconnected, as you see. So now the phone is off. It's supposed to turn the phone off in the beginning, but because the screen is not responding, I'm not going to be able to turn it off. So now what I'm gonna do, I will remove this bracket from here. It has also 3-point screws, so we will start from here. The good thing that all the screws looks the same, so you don't have to worry about mixing them up, I mean on this bracket. Alright, so now I'm gonna use this tweezer and I will lift up this bracket, as you see. So we put the bracket here. So now we're gonna start disconnecting the cables. So we will disconnect these two cables from here. So we have, this is the LCD cable. As you see, I'm using just my nail. So we have another cable here. So it's this one. Then we have the third cable here. Alright, so now I release all the cables. So now the screen is free. I'm just removing this adhesive because it's sticking in my hand. Alright, so now I'm gonna put this one aside, but before, let me test the screen, make sure that this screen is working. So I'm gonna connect these two cables. Make sure that the cables are 100% matching with the connection on the motherboard. Alright, so I connect the first cable and this is the second one. Don't use the force. Sometimes when the cables are not matching perfectly, you may damage the connection in the bottom, or you may damage the cable itself. So now I'm gonna connect the battery, then I will test. Let's turn it on. Alright, I see the light. Let's wait for the phone to turn on now. It may take couple seconds. It's more than couple seconds. Alright, as you see, the screen is working normal. Close. Alright, as you see, the screen is responding normal. It's very bright. Alright, this is a good sign. So now I'm going to turn the phone off. To turn this phone off, you push the the volume up button, then the volume down, then the power button, and hold it. No, it doesn't work, so I need to be quick. 1, 2. Alright, this is like a tricky way to turn it off. 1, 2, and the power button, and hold it until you see the thing. Alright, so the phone is off now. I will disconnect the battery again. This is the battery, it's disconnected. Then I will disconnect the LCD cables, then this cable. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do, I will transfer this little piece here, this one, to this screen. The good thing that there is no middle bracket here, which is good. Alright, so let me open the screws here. So let's see how many screws we have here. 1, 2, 3. We have 3 screws here, and all 3 they are no, 2 of them they are with the Phillips screwdriver. So I'm gonna open this one here and this one here. This is 1 and this is 2. Alright, and the other one is a 3-point screwdriver. It's a very tiny screw. It's right here. So we're gonna put it right here. So now I'm gonna grab this little piece like this, open it, then we have to release this little part here. Just I'm using the tweezers, and I will just spray up gently and lift them up from the bottom, because we have here the proximity sensor, we have this part here, we have the microphone. Okay, I open this one. I need to go exactly underneath to pray it up. Make sure don't open this little part here, because if you open it you may cut the cable here. You need to go exactly underneath on the side here, not here. Hopefully you see it very well. So don't touch this part here. This is the proximity sensor, so you're just gonna grab it from the side here and lift it up, not from here, because here you may damage this cable. Not from here, but from here, and not from here. All right, so the microphone is glued here, so we're gonna release the microphone also gently. Make sure don't cut the cables, don't poke them, don't do anything or any damage to them. All right, so I release the parts. Some screens, they may come without this gasket. You can just lift it up like this and release it from here and transfer it to the new screen. Yeah, just gently until you release it, and don't damage this gasket. Usually the screens now they come with this gasket. Just in case if it doesn't come with this, you can use some heat from here, then spray it up. It's not difficult. Okay. All right, so I'm not gonna remove this one. We don't need it anyway, because we already have our gasket here. Sometimes if this part doesn't fit in this gasket, you can use that one too, because it happens to me one time. Let me see. Yeah, it happens to me once, and they have to transfer the old one to the new one because this one was not well cut. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, I will put this little piece here. Make sure that this component fits inside the gaskets. Then we're gonna just put this back. And we will put the screws now. We will start with the tiny screw, the 3.1. Sometimes the screws they don't fit perfectly in the new screen, because maybe the holes where the screws goes, they are not open, or maybe they are new, never screw goes in, so it may be like a little bit difficult. This is just in case. Try to open the screw and tighten it and tighten it and tighten it until it fits perfectly. But while you are doing that, make sure don't do it furiously, because you may break your expensive screen. All right, so it looks like everything is good. So now we transfer the thing. So now what I'm gonna do, I will just connect the cables, and that's it. So let's start with this cable here. So I connect the first cable. Now I'm gonna connect this cable here. Then we will connect the LCD cable, which is the main cable, then the battery. So now what I'm gonna do, I will put this bracket back. You can test the phone before you put the bracket back. I'm just gonna go ahead, and to save some time, alright, so now I'm gonna start putting back the screws. 3-point screwdriver. Okay, let me put this screw first. Make sure you are using the right tools, because even with the right tools these screws are very hard to put back. Alright, so I tied this one. I'm aligning this bracket with the holes. This one here. Also, when you are buying the screen, make sure you make the difference between the screens, because we have like 3 iPhone 11. We have the 11 5.8 inches, and we have the 11 6.1, and we have the 11 6.5, which is the I mean the iPhone 11 Max Pro, or Pro Max, yeah. So now I'm gonna put the bracket here, battery. Alright, so now I put the cables and everything is good. So I will turn the phone on. Alright, so meanwhile I will close the phone. So I will start from the top part. Make sure there is no gap here. And snap the screen down gently. Alright, so now I'm gonna put these two screws in the bottom here, and I'm using the pentalobe screwdriver, the small star one. And that's it. The phone is on, and close. As you see, it's working. It's easy. It's not too hard. If you focus, you can do it in maybe like 15 minutes or maybe half an hour if you are not a tech or you are not savvy. Alright guys, I hope that you learned something today. If you do, please hit the thumbs up, share this video with your friends, and comments. If you have any comments, tell us how this repair was for you, if it's like hard or easy. So, and tell us about your experience. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Have a wonderful time. Peace.